Greenz Music to the World is brought to you by Gittins Pharmacare, the pharmacy that cares. Halifax Street, St. George's. Natural Cool, Spiceland Mall Grandans. Cool clothes for cool people. The Computer Store Grenada Limited, Spiceland Mall Grandans. The Gamers Paradise with headsets by Razer, Conair, JBL, Sony, Astro, Logitech, and more. And Island Catering, without a doubt, the best food and catering service on the island.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, and welcome to Greenz Music to the World for Saturday, March 29th, 2021. My name is Eugene Gittins, and of course I've got another great program lined up for you. At least I hope you find it to be very interesting. I have got, of course, a special guest today. You've been hearing that, and he is right there waiting for us on Zoom. He is none other than Grenadian, based in Toronto, Canada, smooth jazz artist, composer, arranger, producer, Mr. Eddie Bullen, and he'll be chatting with us shortly. Today is also, though, an interesting day. Today is the birthday of, I would say, one of Grenada's most internationally known prime ministers, none other than Maurice Bishop. Today is his birthday. He was born in Aruba, as I'm sure many of you know, of Grenadian parents, Rupert and Alamenta Bishop. And he was born in 1944, which would have made him 77 today. So we'll start things off with a little video done in honor of him. Of course, when the airport was renamed the Maurice Bishop International Airport, this little video was done. And pay close attention. You may know some of the young girls. There were young girls then. They were in primary school. Some of the young girls in that video. And, of course, they're young women today. So let's hear, in honor of Maurice Bishop, his 77th birthday today, Maurice Bishop International, a song that was actually written by some school children, primary school children, for him way back with the...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is your captain speaking. We've just landed at the world-famous Maurice Bishop International Airport. Welcome to Grenada, the beautiful Isle of Spice.
Maurice Bishop International, Maurice Bishop International, Maurice Bishop International. Welcome to Grenada's airport. Maurice Bishop International, Maurice Bishop International, Maurice Bishop International. Welcome to Grenada's airport. And all the men who made it happen, and all the action that he took. You are the unity of the workers and are the revolution. I am the
ancient dream of the people of our country. This international airport has undergone a quarter century of studies. All previous governments from 1955 have spoken about the need for the airport. This international airport project, as we see it, is the gateway to our future. As we see it, it is what alone can give us the potential for economic takeoff. As we see it, can help us to develop the tourist industry more, can help us to develop our agro-industries more, can help us to export our fresh fruits and vegetables better.
Yes, Morris Bishop, born today, May 29th, 1944. So we're going to move over to our very, very special guest today, Mr. Eddie Bullen, good buddy of mine. Eddie, can you hear me?
Yes,
Hey.
I can hear you.
All right, I want to make sure we can hear you too. Good. Good morning, man.
Good morning to you, my friends.
Yes. So, we're going to play some of your videos, but let's just start off with, how are things with you, man? How are things out there in Canada? And how are you? Is Canada still under lockdown?
Yes, it is.
And what does that look like? I mean, what does that mean, really?
Well, I think what was happening is the ICUs were filling up, so the government I think the doctors were really adamant that we shut it down so that you can cool the amount of admittance to the ICUs as possible. So that's really what happened. The thing is, I live a bit outside of the city. I live a bit in the suburbs, so I'm not really affected, significantly. I mean, I do adhere to all the preparations, and just make sure that when you go out you wear your mask and you wash your hands. So we still do a lot of that, but in my area it's pretty cool. It's not as crazy as it is in more the urban areas. So, but I think it's starting to open up now. I think the government's going to open it up on the 9th of June or something like that. That's the last thing I heard.
9th of June.
Yeah.
9th of June. Yeah, well, we got, Eddie, of course, we got a lot to talk about. We're going to get to the music, which is what this is about, Greenz Music to the World. And of course,
Exactly.
Here we feature both local Grenadian artists and also Grenadian artists abroad, like yourself, who are flying the Grenada flag very high for us, and we appreciate it. So, Eddie, what I'd like to do now is actually play one of your tracks, one of my favorite tracks by you. The two of my, I like all your music, but my favorite two, I think I may have told you this before, Mardi Gras and Grand Dance.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something about Mardi Gras. Is that written, I know it's on the Spice Isle City. So
Yeah.
does that mean it's actually written about Mardi Gras, like Mardi Gras St. Paul's?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
That is exactly what it is. Not Mardi Gras New Orleans, Mardi Gras St.
No.
Paul.
I have no idea about Mardi. And that record, a lot of the songs are in places and events that was dear to my heart when I lived in Grenada. So there are a lot of tunes. There's a tune called Tantine. There's another, There's another one called. There's Spice Island, which is another song.
Right.
So. Yeah, it was good. And Mardi Gras actually was very, it peaked at number 5 on Billboard. So, which was,
wow.
it was
Amazing. Amazing. Okay, let's go. Master Control, let's take in Eddie Bullen, Mardi Gras. Eddie, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Mardi Gras. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yes, man, I love it. A couple of things. Do you know that in Mardi Gras there's a place called Africa?
Yes.
You knew that?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Well,
I think we're circling the globe, man.
yeah. Well, I told people on this show before, I always like to say that I was actually born in Africa, Mardi Gras.
Right?
Yeah, before we moved higher up St. Paul's by the Catholic Church, I was actually born in Mardi Gras. I don't recall it. I guess I was a little kid at the time, but I don't recall anything of it. But it's the truth. Eddie. So tell me about Mardi Gras now. I know the inspiration came. You were a St. Paul's man yourself. You grew up right there by the Greenz.
Exactly.
Right. So as a St. Paul's man, and Mardi Gras right next door to you, was that part of your stomping grounds? Did you hang out in Mardi Gras? Did you? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot of history with me and Mardi Gras. So we had a lot of friends in Mardi Gras. So and we used to, my dad, we would go over there. Like for example, Angus Dabrio, the Dabrios lived in Mardi Gras. Mm-hmm. So Angus and because we were around the same age, so we hung out together. Mm-hmm. And I'd always frequent them, and I think the Johnsons.
Yep.
They lived in Mardi Gras, so we frequent them a lot. So those are fond memories for me. And I've actually, my publicist is the one who sort of kind of nudged me and said to me that I should do an album and call it Spice Island, and that really triggered the names of all the songs on the records. For example, I have Regatta, Tantine, Cinnamon Hill, Paradise, Providence, Concepcion. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
the works.
All the names of the songs are all sort of places that was fond, brought back really fond memories for me. But with my time in Grenada, and I have a lot of friends there. So every time I play that song, Shereen Wilkinson, I could. She's always bigging me up. She's like, Mardi Gras in the house.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You definitely have a lot of friends in Grenada. And also there's a warmth. When you say Eddie Bullen in Grenada, there's a warmth towards that, I think people are just, I put this program up. I announced I was doing this program, and the amount of great feedback I had from it, just, because of your name. So I think that's really cool that you have that love from your homeland, Grenada. You really do have that love. So growing up, many people would know the story already. Many people in Grenada. Your dad had a music store, and of course, I used to frequent that store. And I remember the first time I heard you play was right there in the back of that store. When your dad introduced me to you and Johnny. Does Johnny still play music? Your brother Johnny. Yeah.
Yeah, he still plays a bit, but not. He's not as in depth as I am. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But he'll come over to the studio, and we'll set up with my sons, and then we'll jam. Usually on Sundays we'll do that.
Right. Eddie, how many years now have you been in the music business professionally?
I would say about 45 years.
It's a long time.
Professionally. Yeah.
It's a long time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about 45 years. Mm-hmm. Like my first album that I produced, it was I was in Grenada, and I was playing with Roosevelt Johnson and the Spice Islanders, mm-hmm. and Roosevelt approached me and asked me to arrange and produce an album, and that was my first paying producing job. So, I have to give a big shout out to Roosevelt for trusting me
right.
to do a record. And we went to Barbados, and we recorded it at the Merry Men Studios in Barbados. So, for me, that was the sort of the springboard that I used to sort of produce records over the years.
Did you say?
I came to Canada and started doing it again.
Mm-hmm. Did you say the name of that very first song? What was the name you said? The name of it?
It was the name of it. It was Roosevelt Johnson and the Spice Islanders. That was the name of the band.
Mm-hmm. And the song.
Actually, I did a whole record with it.
Oh, a whole.
And yeah, it's a whole album we did. Can't remember the names of the song.
Oh, the album. Okay. Yeah, but that's a long time ago, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, tell us about the influence of your dad, who I know, and maybe the audience doesn't know, was a musician himself. But the influence of your dad, and he being a musician on you, and on your career path.
Well, I think, I owe it all to my father. And I think a lot of musicians who've come out of Grenada owe a lot of their infancy into the music business and the incubation to my dad. I remember, he would, Ronnie Gresham would come to the house and he'd have an 8-track and we'd sit in the car and listen to all the new records, all the new jazz albums, and I'll sit in the back of the car and just be loving it because he had a great stereo in the car. And then my dad had all these albums at home, so I'd want to listen to stuff, and most of the records that he'd have were jazz albums. So I listened to Charlie Parker and Oscar Peterson and Bud Powell, and all. So that's when everybody was listening to, other things, hip hop. Like R&B and soul, calypso and reggae. I'll have my headphones on listening to all these songs, these old jazz greats. And my dad and there were wonderful stories that he'd tell me about his time as a musician. And I wanted to have some of those times as well too. So, it was for me, man, my dad was everything.
I hear you.
And I worked in the music store with him, so it was wonderful. He was pretty hard on us with regards to making sure that we weren't, reprobates that run around and cause trouble. Right. So he was helicopter dad. He was really on us. He made sure that we, and I think maybe a little too much. So. In hindsight, but it all worked out. So for me, like I said, I have to thank my dad for my journey into the music business, man.
But I hear you. But he would also have been hard because of, as a musician, you have to practice. So he would have had to be a disciplinarian in terms of making sure you practice and practice and practice. Would that be the case?
Yeah. Yeah, we had to practice, and what would happen is, somebody would come into the store to buy primarily a piano, and I'll be the last point of sale. He'd say, son, go over and, play the piano, demonstrate the piano for the potential client, and that was always fun for me. And that was always fun.
I'm sure that would lock the sale, Eddie. Once I heard you.
Oh yeah, that locked the sale in. You see people pulling out money from their bosom everywhere, and that was great for him. And then the thing that really sort of solidified my sort of foray into the music business is that I went to Palmer School, and Derek Clouden, people remember Derek Clouden. He was a pianist and organist, actually.
Right.
And he convinced my dad to sell the school an organ, and it was one of the only schools that had an organ, a Hammond organ. Most schools had pianos, but at the time, Palmer School had an organ, and at the lunchtime, I'd go for my lunch and then come back and jump on the organ and start playing, man. And all the boys would crowd around and they'd ask me to play different calypso songs, and I can play them. So, man, I was the talk of the school. So that actually really fueled my interest. Because I had to practice. I had to go home now and practice new songs. I can't play the same songs every day. And that was the thing. He'd allow me to go and play the organ because my dad sold him the organ. I repaired the organs. So that was really one of the things that really, as a teenager, really fueled the interest in music for me, man.
But you know, it's funny you say that because Brian Lindsay mentioned that story to me a couple of nights ago. He was in school with you around that time, and but somebody also mentioned something else apart from that. You know, just having an audience with the boys and making sure you play for them and play something new and all that, and the appreciation, of course, when you played. But somebody has told me something else, and I have to confirm with you. They said that one of the things that drove you into becoming a musician, you realized you can get the girls when you played.
Of course, that was a major thing, man. I mean, look at where the store was, right? The store was situated in a pivotal point where, convent is over. I'm cranking up the organ.
Right.
I mean, all the schools have to pass my dad's store. So what other motivation you need? All the convent girls, I crank that organ up, and all the convent girls, they come, and the high school is passing, the boys will come around, and so I mean that was again fuel for me, man.
I hear you. I think for a lot of musicians too, anyway.
Oh yeah.
Listen, Eddie, let's take another one of your tracks. I don't know if this is still your area code, but I know 416 used to be your area code. Right. So let's hear Master Control. Let's hear Eddie Bullen 416. That's Eddie's old area code up there in Toronto, Canada.
That's correct.
Yes, Eddie, 416, another one of my favorites.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So listen, what have you been doing in lockdown, man? How much music have you been, how has it affected you, and what have you been doing under this COVID period?
Well, I mean, it's been actually, there's good things and there's, not so good things. And for example, the not so good things is like, there are no gigs. I haven't been traveling, and that, is a negative. However, I am a bit fortunate that I've been, my recording studio have been really busy throughout the COVID, so, which that's a blessing. So, and I've been doing lots of singles and albums. Like I have about 5 different albums that I'm working on, and about 10 different, other projects, singles and EPs and stuff like that. So I was worried when COVID hit, because I figured, the musicians who make their money with traveling won't be able to, come into the studio to do any kind of, recording. But on the contrary, it's been a lot of recording. So it's wonderful for me actually. So, and I'm able to give other musicians, work, which is really cool. They have background singers, they have bass players, drummers. When we're doing records, and most of them have little setups at home, so we don't even have to get together. So this has triggered the sort of blossoming of the home studio. So, we're able to do a lot of that. And now the software that I'm using, I am able to record somebody from their home or their little home studio. They set up the mic. There's a free download that you get, and then you just link to my audio, my setup here, and it's if your mic is good, it sounds like you're in the studio. So that is another aspect that was there that no one used, but once COVID hit, that triggered that whole that dynamic. So I am able to record. I just did. Actually, she's Grenadian. She has Grenadian parents. Her name is Belinda Monroe Gardner, and I just did a song with her and 3 other singers. One singer is in Bolivia. One singer is in Amsterdam. She's in the U.S. and then a singer here, Julie Black, who's in Canada. So I just did a cover of "That's What Friends Are For" by Bad Boy Backrack. So they were they were all around the world, and we were able to, cut that and do that. And there's a video on YouTube that we've done, which is really cool.
So that's what Friends Are For is on YouTube right now. We could find it, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can find it.
Okay.
Yes. Belinda Monroe. That's her name.
Monroe. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's amazing too, like you said, what sometimes crises, how many opportunities come out of crises. And so, this ability that was always there, like you said, to record virtually. You can record now with people anywhere in the world. And like you say, using some of the software and other things that are available, it's not difficult. It's not impossible to do.
No.
What about things like delay time, or as we say, as you and I say in music, latency? What about some of those problems? How you overcome those?
Well,
or does the software take care of it?
The software takes care of that. Mm-hmm. I'm using a software. It's called Cubase by Steinberg, which Yamaha bought them, and they've put their whole research and development, machine behind them. So they've figured this out where there's no latency. Mm-hmm. Like and it's a free download. You just download that app, and you put in your login, sign in, put in login and password. And you tell me what it is. I hook you up, and we're ready to go right away. I can record you.
Nice. Listen,
you can hear. Mm-hmm.
No, sorry. Yeah, you mentioned one of the projects you're working on. What are some of the other things you've been working on that you can share? A couple of other ones that you can share.
Well, yeah, definitely. I am working with a group. He was a soccer player who's turned singer. His name is John Fraser. I did a couple of albums for him. He had a band called Jack, which I did a couple of records for, and that was really cool. And now I'm doing his solo album. His name is John Fraser. He was a soccer player in England. He played for, I think, Fulham or something like that. I'm doing a record for a reggae artist by the name of Nana McLean. I'm doing another album. I'm doing 2 albums for another singer, a reggae album and a blues record for a gentleman by the name of J. Douglas. I'm also working with a sort of soul singer by the name of Colette Easy. She is a Canadian artist that is amazing singer. I'm working with Liberty Silver as well too. She's an iconic Canadian singer.
Of course.
I'm actually working on Jeremy Hector's new record.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, so that I'm very happy about that.
We enjoyed the first one you did with him. I play that a lot here, especially Spray Bay, one of my favorite tracks on that he did with you.
Spray Bay did amazingly well. Spray Bay has over 3 million spins on Spotify.
Excellent.
For a new artist, for a new smooth jazz artist, for example, I tell you, a smooth jazz artist, for let's say example, Lee Ritenour, for him to get 3 million spins, it took him like 5-6 years, and Jeremy did that in like a year and a half.
Amazing.
So, right. So just to give you the parallel on what happened, and so that's amazing feat. Spotify is really happy about him, and they're really happy about doing the second record because we had so much success with that record, and he got a lot of airplay in the US as well too on the smooth jazz stations, which is, for a Grenadian, I'm being happy. I'm really happy about that. Another person that I worked with, actually, I did a record about a year ago. Is a drummer by the name of Lornell Lewis. I don't know if
not familiar, but
Lornell. He was a drummer. He's a drummer for a band called Snarky Puppy. And they've since he joined the band, they got 2 Grammy Awards. He's become, he was touring with Quincy Jones as a drummer for a 52-piece orchestra, and he's become he's rated as the #1 drummer in the world right now.
Wow, okay. So, I need to become familiar.
I was able to do his record. I just finished another record with a keyboard player by the name of Courtney Fraser. Beautiful record, beautiful contemporary jazz record.
What about your own stuff? I mean, have you gotten a chance to do stuff for yourself? Is Kaleidoscope your latest LP?
Yeah, Kaleidoscope is my latest LP. That was released a year ago. And that again is they always say shoemaker have the worst shoes, right?
Right. You're so busy with other people's stuff, huh?
Yeah, I'm constantly working on other people's things, and I have to sort of elbow some time for myself. You know what I mean? So Kaleidoscope was definitely an album that I love. Actually, the song Sunset Marquee hit number, I think, 55 on the Billboard charts, so which was
nice, very nice. Yeah, I like it. There's a song on there that I like a lot. I think I have it in my lineup to play today. It's called Esplanado.
Esplanado.
Yeah, is that about Esplanado or no? It's just
it's kind of a take on the Esplanado.
I figured.
Yeah, I'm constantly throwing things in about Grenada. In most of my records, they have some sort of subliminal or really just pretty much I'm putting it out there. But Esplanado reminded me, as a young man growing up, the little fond memories you have of the places, especially as a teenager. You remember things that were paradigm shifting in your life.
Right.
And just sometimes hanging out at the Esplanade, that was a fun time. I'd go there with my family and we just go to hang out and buy ice cream and stuff like that. So that song sort of is a sort of takeoff on that.
All right. Well, you know what, Eddie? Let's hear that. Let the listeners hear that song. That's from your new album. I mean, 2020 is just last year, so it's just a new album still,
Oh yeah, it's very new.
So let's hear Esplanado, Master Control. If you could that'll be the fourth one down, so you'll skip the third one and go straight to Esplanado for me. So Master Control, let's hear it. We're going to take a slight break and just hear from some of the people who have made today's show possible. But when I come back, I want to come to you, Eddie, to ask you to give the young musicians, the young producers, the young artists, the young arrangers in Grenada some tips, some tips for making it in the music industry and for reaching the kind of level that you have reached, how they go about doing that. So we'll take and Master Control, we take a little commercial break, and then we'll come right back to Eddie. To those who have made this show possible, I want to thank them all for making today's show possible.
Greenz Music to the World is brought to you by Gittins Pharmacare, the pharmacy that cares. Halifax Street, St. George's. Natural Cool, Spiceland Mall Grand Anse. Cool clothes for cool people. The Computer Store Grenada Limited, Spiceland Mall Grand Anse. The Gamers Paradise with headsets by Razer, Conair, JBL, Sony, Astro, Logitech, and more. And Island Catering, without a doubt, the best food and catering service on the island.
One day I woke up.
Yeah, Eddie, we're back. We are back. So some advice to the...
Just before we start, I remember you asked me a question before, and I would like to mention the two people that I'd like to mention, which I didn't. One is a guy called Bruce Skerritt, and Bruce is from St. Kitts, and he played in a lot of those bands up like St. Kitts, Antigua. I did a record for him. Really good friend of mine, like GI Brass and a whole bunch of those bands that he played in. And Jeffrey Jaffal.
Jeff.
I did an album for Jeffrey, and long awaited. I mean, Jeffrey was one of my big influences. He'd come into the store and play, and I'd get off. When he'd get off the organ, I'd try to go and play And then Kingsley Etienne. I've done records for Kingsley Etienne as well too. So. I just wanted to shout out my homeboys.
Yeah, man, these people are important. Definitely. And of course, I play some of Kingsley's track here on this program quite a lot. I don't have anything by Jeff, but I will get something from him.
Yeah. Jeff's record is nice. He recut a song that I didn't know he wrote. There's a song that Fantasy did called Mass. What? Well, you play Mass every day. There's a song that was really popular, and I had no idea that he wrote the song. And then Royal Phillips sang the song. So anyway, so it's a really cool record.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about that. So some advice to the young musicians. We have so many musicians in Grenada. It's really nice to see. There's a nice young pool of musicians. There are lots of artists, and there are a lot of finally people are playing music again. You got a lot of really Jeremy and these guys. Soul Deep was a band that really impressed me, and that included the Hector Brothers and some really fine musicians. I used to enjoy watching them play, and so there are many other younger musicians coming up. What kind of tips you have for the artists, the musicians, the producers here in Greenz, as we say, in Grenada?
Well, I think, my time, the time that I visited Grenada, I can see the sort of gradual improvement of a lot of artists. There are times when I used to visit and it was questionable, but now most of the young singers and musicians are pretty much world class. I mean, you look at somebody like Jeremy, he's amazing. I remember seeing Soul Deep and I was blown away. I was like, these guys can kick ass anywhere. You know what I mean? Jefferson, just amazing performer. I mean, I was so impressed with that young man. And I remember the night I saw them, they were doing Spain, and I'm like,
right, big song, huh?
I'm like, you guys, I don't think you guys should. And he killed it. So, and there's several artists that Tammy, and there's several of them. When I go to Grenada, I look forward to hearing them, and I think, they can make it in any arena that's happening right now. So for me, that it's comforting. And it's as a Grenadian, I am very proud of all the young artists. With regards to advice, I think the music industry right now is evolving at a rapid pace with regards to streaming and monetizing your content. So my advice is really educate yourself with regards to how to survive in the industry and how to monetize, and really pay attention to new forms of income that the music industry is it's evolving right now, and it's happening at a rapid pace. Every day I can get something through the pipeline that's there are new implementations with regards to how to monetize your intellectual property. You know, whether it be publishing, you have to. So the thing is, a lot of the artists, I think one of the major piece of advice that I can give them is educating them on how to monetize your property. So for me, that is a major thing, because that is the thing that will either, you know, help you survive or help you or sort of kill your to aspire, kill your drive to aspire in the music industry. So really learn about it. I know sometimes it's challenging, but the more you can learn about what the industry is doing right now, it'll be the better for you. And there's several forms of royalty that you know, and you don't have to be in North America to be part of it. So I think that they're they're really talented musicians, which is not a problem. However, just trying to figure out how to survive, how to monetize your performances. There's a new thing that's coming out, which is called NFTs, which should really change the landscape of the music business, which is something I'm just getting into as well too right now. So, yeah, that's my advice.
Yeah, no, it's good advice, and you know, it's good to see things like Spotify being available in Grenada. It you know, recently opened up, and NFTs. I know you're just learning about it yourself, but what does the NFT stand for, if you remember?
Non-fungible token.
Oh, non-fundable?
Fungible.
Fungible token. Okay.
Yeah, and that's I just what it is it's sort of putting a value on your product, and people will buy it from, you know, they'll spend tokens to get it, like Bitcoin.
Right.
Like you put a value on it. You say, listen, if this record I put out is $20, this is what it is. However, if the record becomes popular and it becomes an item where, you know, people want it, like for example, I can buy two and I can sell it to my friends for double the price. So the price can, and then you get a royalty from every sale that you make.
Nice.
So it's a thing that's just hitting the market right now. So I mean, and that's why my advice is really trying to put your ears to the pipeline, so that you can figure out what's happening. Anytime there's new technology, there's always a bit of a growing pain. However, sometimes if you're in the top of that, you'll be able to navigate once the dust settles and the rules and regulations really settle in.
So true, so true. And that's the nice thing about music. It kind of keeps you abreast of the technology. You know, if you're really serious about it, you have to kind of go with the technology. So it keeps you on your toes, like, which is good.
Yeah. Because it's called the music business. So,
exactly.
Right? So we love the music, but sometimes, you know, you kind of hold your nose on the business side.
Yeah.
You know, business side is castor oil, right?
Yeah, that's the hard part, boy. That's the work. You know, the music is the fun, and then the business is the work.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to understand it entirely, because you'll never understand it. But in its entirety, you know, and there's so much aspects of it. There's so many different layers to a song. You know, people, when you write a song, there's so many layers to it that you at least you have to find out the fundamentals, and then, you know, sometimes there's you know what I mean.
Nice. Well, Eddie, I think it's time for some more music, some more of your music. There's this track. It reminds me so much every time I hear you play it. It reminds me of the young days growing up when I used to listen to WIBS, the Windward Islands Broadcasting Service. And they introduced us to so many different kinds of music. I mean, back in that day, though, they didn't play enough of our own music. You didn't say much soca. Well, they were any of them soca yet, but they didn't play much calypso or reggae or anything like that, but they did introduce us a lot of other kinds of music, and this is one of them that I really liked a lot. It's called Perfidia. And,
Yes.
it reminds me, that song, just every time I hear you play that, it reminds me of growing up listening to WIB. So let's hear Perfidia, Master Control. I think that was the one you skipped. That would have been number 3. So let's hear Eddie Bullen, Perfidia. This is with the Eddie Bullen Trio. Well, while he's looking for it, Perfidia, I think it's number 3 on your list, Master Control. Maybe we just chat a little bit more while he tries to find it.
Okay.
Years of practice, huh? Wow, love it, man. Yeah. Real nice one.
That's on drums is Joaquin Hidalgo. He's a Cuban
drummer. Yeah, man, he's solid as a rock, boy.
He's been my guy in my trio, and the bass player is
Andrew Stewart, right?
Andrew Stewart, yeah, man.
Go ahead.
He's been to Grenada several times with me, so, you know. Yeah,
met Andrew with you down here. Definitely, real cool guy too, man. And I think he makes his bases himself, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He makes them, and I name them.
You name them. Eddie, when was the last time you were in Grenada?
I was in 2019 for the Pure Grenada Music Festival. I played on that, right? And I think that was. Yeah. I was in 2019. Yes.
19. Is that when you played Calavini Island?
No.
That's 17?
I think Calavini Island was, I had 16. I think it was 16 because I was in China in 2017. Calavini Island I think was 16. You know what? I can't remember, man.
yeah. But
that was wonderful too, Calavini Island. That I had Lornell Lewis on drums and Andrew
on bass. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lionel is the guy who I spoke to you earlier about, who's playing with Quincy Jones.
I couldn't make it over to see you on Calavini Island because, I didn't have $35,000 to spend a day. But I'm glad you were able to enjoy it, man. I mean, wow, you're keeping up with the Joneses because Melinda, what's her name? What's her name? I'm going blank. Microsoft.
Bill and Melinda Gates.
Melinda Gates was just there, man.
Really?
Yeah, she was just there not too long ago. So I mean, I know you're keeping up with the Gates and stuff. You talk about Calavini Island. You talk about China. What was touring China like, and what years were you there? Well, you said I think 18. Or 17.
Yeah, I've worked in China for the 3 times I've worked in China. I worked alongside the IOC, the Olympic Organizing Committee, to provide entertainment in 2008. I worked for a company called IPATHA. Mm-hmm. And what we did is we were supplying entertainment at that time in Beijing. So we actually went to a couple of cities. We went to 3 different cities. I worked with a guy called Rick Garson, and Rick Garson was the guy who did the halftime show for Super Bowl for many years.
Okay.
Right. So I had the privilege of working with him. And just working with a lot of artists, Dee Bridgewater, Taylor Dane, Sheila E., Oliver Jones, a lot of these guys, I worked with them. And then in 2017, I did a tour of China. We did 10 cities in China. And that was with Andrew, Otis. I think the guys that played on 416. Mm-hmm. I went to China with those guys. Mm-hmm. And again, China's a lot of fun. It's a different world, actually. When you get to China, it's like nothing you've ever seen. And we played all the really beautiful theaters. They have really wonderful theaters there. So most of the tours we did was in theaters, and it was beautiful. And in 2019, it was a thing that since I was there in 2008, I always wanted to bring my family there. And so 2019, myself and my 2 sons, Quincy and Trey Michael, we went to China and we did 15 cities in China. Nice. So that was really cool. So they got to see China. They got to go to the Great Wall of China and the Forbidden Kingdom, Forbidden City, and just several museums and stuff like that. So it was wonderful for that to happen.
I think that's excellent, and just for the audience to know that, of course, Quincy plays a lot of instruments: keyboard, bass, guitar, and everything. And then your youngest son, Trey Michael, plays mainly the drums. The drums.
The drums.
So when you toured China, just the family, it was a family unit, the family band.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a family band, which is for me, it was wonderful.
Excellent, man. Listen, I must ask you, we're going to wrap up soon, but before one question I forgot to ask you. Who are three of your top keyboardists, jazz keyboardists?
Keith Jarrett, Oscar Peterson,
Yep.
and Chick Corea.
Chick Corea over Herbie Hancock.
Yeah, well, and then it'll be Herbie Hancock. Chick and Herbie is pretty much in the same place. Chick and Herbie in the same place. But, yes, somehow I sort of grab, they're pretty much in the same, because I'll take stuff that Chick will do, and, like, for example, I have a couple of songs on my album that are Chick influenced. There's a record called Meridian. And then there's another record called Affirmation, and you can hear the Chick influence in those songs, right? But then you can hear me doing a little Herbie on top of the Chick influence.
Right.
Bring those two together. So I would say Chick and Herbie are pretty much in the same place. Like I take them and I fuse them together. So there's stuff that Herbie will do, and then if you listen to, there's a record that I have called. The album is on my Make It Real album. I can't remember, but you can hear that's Herbie. Like you can hear the Herbie influence really hard.
Right.
Even on there's a song called Brownin' on my Desert Rain CD. That's Herbie, man.
Okay.
That's the way that the soloing is all Herbie. So you get a lot of influences. You make it your own, but these guys were the trailblazers before you.
Of course. And I think, Chick comes with that Latin thing too, he comes with that Latin vibe, which is very nice.
Flamenco.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Hey, Eddie, I think I see a keyboard in front of you. I heard something like pressed like a key. You have a keyboard near there? Right.
Yeah.
So, I want to make a personal request because I couldn't find the video. And I don't know if it's possible for you to do it without the drums, or if you have the drums maybe in the background somewhere. But I would love to hear a little piece of Grand Dance.
Oh, God.
or I'll just leave it to you to just do a live piece for us, whatever you want to do.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? I knew you liked Grand Dance, and I was yesterday, just before I retired, I was like, man, I don't have I can't find the instrumental for Grand Dance. However, I was trying to see if I could rebuild it a bit.
Whoa, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know. I mean, I'll play I play solo piano a lot. So which is I could do a bit of that.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it, man. So you can do it.
This is one of the songs that my Chick influenced one of the songs, right?
Okay,
this is
cool.
a song called Meridian.
Okay, cool.
Right, so I play a little bit of that, and then I don't know, we can figure it out there. So this is Meridian. can do a little thing where.
Nice, man. Thanks for leaving us with a shadow of your smile, right? Yeah. Listen, Eddie. What about we're gonna wrap up real soon, but what about Quincy and Trey Michael? Are they nearby? Do you want to say a quick hi? Or
You know what? Those guys.
they gone?
Yeah, I don't. They're
No.
where the heck.
All right, no problem, man. Listen, no problem at all. It's been totally wonderful. It's been a treat, really, to sit and chat with you and to share you with the rest of Grenada. That was the whole idea of a show like this. I'm going to try to get hold of Kingsley sometime soon. I see that he's back and forth between here and maybe Canada, but every now and then I kind of see a little bit glimpse of him, but I've got to catch up with him and probably have him come on the show as well. Yeah, so is there anybody you'd like to just, shout out to before we wrap up here in Grenada?
Yeah, I have my sister, who's Anne Marie Bullen. She's, she lives in Grenada, and she's my, my rock. You know what I mean? We speak all the time. Also, want to shout out my brother Tyrrell, who lives in St. David's. Again, we're I love my brother and my sister. The Hannies, Paul Hanny, who's who lives in St. Paul's on the Greenz, took care of me for years. And Paul Roberts. Paul saved my life, literally. So I have to always really give a shout out to Paul. And and there are several people. I mean, Champy Evans was always really, we connected musically, and he always really championed a lot of the things that I've done. So I mean, those are some of the people Yeah, so I mean, those are some of the people that has come to mind. Roy Campbell is another guy who's been, family, and So and there are a lot of people who've been really kind and supportive of Eddie throughout the years. I remember I did my first jazz concert at the GBSS Auditorium back in, I think, 1978. And I had Rodney Rapier and Ricky Dean and Ziggy Sion and Kitty and all of those guys. My brother was on drums. And that was my first concert in Grenada. Sometimes I speak to folks and they remember that.
Of course, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of those guys have gone to the great beyond, huh? Unfortunately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Rodney was a real dear friend.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, Rodney was a school mate of mine too, very close as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We were, so those are good times.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. Eddie, man, well blessed up. Listen, when next you think you might make it back here to Grenada?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think once the dust settles on Miss COVID, then I definitely need to go to Grandance and get some salt in my body.
Right. A nice sea bath, and then man.
Yeah. I look forward to that. You know what I mean? I look forward to that almost every year. I've had a chance to come back to Grenada, and even sometimes just for a week. It just rejuvenates me. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing like that Caribbean sun and the sea and just the weather and the food. It's just amazing. For me, I feel rejuvenated. I need to do that every year. So once this whole thing dies down, I'll be there.
Perfect. Well, listen, again, a total pleasure. Enjoyed every minute of it. We're going to go out with you and your sons. So you, high roller. We're going to go with the high roller. Yeah. So, Quinn, who's playing what on that? Of course, Trey Michael is on drums.
Yeah, Trey Michael.
Trey Michael is on drums. And what is Crazy playing on that, bass or guitar?
I think he's playing guitar in that, and I'm
Crazy.
playing left hand. I'm playing my bass with the left hand.
Oh, you playing the bass on the keyboard? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's take that. Again, let's stay in touch. Send me some music, man. Send me some music. Some new music for the program, yeah? And
I will. I certainly will.
And good luck up there in Canada. Hope to see you in Grenada soon.
Yes, look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, and as we say, bless up every time.
Yes, every time.
Yes, Eddie Bullen and Sons, Grenadian talent out there in Toronto, Canada, on the smooth jazz vein. You know, Greenz Music to the World, we always have artists coming through, you know. All of the top artists in Grenada always have to come by the show. And today, coming through, we have, sitting right next to me, is a man formerly known as Danger. You remember when Prince was formerly known as Prince? Well, here we go again. This man is formerly known as Danger. So Danger, greetings, man. Welcome to Greenz Music to the World, man.
It's a blessing to be here.
Yeah, man. So what is this formerly known as, boss? Hey, let me put you up. You weren't up before, so say hi to the people again.
Blessings to each and everybody. You don't know it's about Knock Boss in the building. Blessings to my team every time. Ace Management.
Right. So tell me now. Tell us why the name changed from Danger, man. I thought Danger was like lighten up, you know?
Yeah.
Why the name changed, man?
Well, actually, Danger was something I really loved too, but the name Knock Boss actually was far better too because it's better brand and everything. And you know, if you're going out there into the world of greatness, you have to actually be great, and so making the change was the right move.
Right. So when I hear it, it sounds like to me, not boss, but it's not N-O-T. I said, but you are the boss. So how come you can say, take a name like not boss? So it's really Knock Boss. So explain the name to the people. Knock, K-N-O-C-K, B-O-S-S. Explain that name to people.
The name Knock Boss is basically saying, well, I'm going to knock on each and every door within this music industry until I'm in, you know. No matter the challenges or obstacles in the way, nothing is going to stop me from accomplishing my goals. That's
the meaning behind it. Well, you know, to our listeners out there on Greenz Music to the World, some weeks ago, we dropped this big rhythm by FIBA called the Big Dreams Rhythm. And of course, Danger was on it, Dash was on it, Jelani was on it. We also have Jelani passing through in the studio. We also have Scotty Harford with him. I don't know if Scotty going to give us a little something today. I think he just managed it today, man. All right, cool. So yeah, so Danger. Let's play the rhythm, man. I keep saying Danger, boy. Boy, the man formerly called Danger. Knock Boss. I had to get familiar with. Let's hear the rhythm, man. Let's hear that rhythm. Where was it?
You know, and I actually released a single with Lulu X as well.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that's a new music video. It's out now on all digital platforms. Knock Boss X, Lulu X, Enchanted music video. So you can find it on YouTube as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. So now I got to try to pull up this rhythm here. Where we at? Jelani, Big Dreams. Okay. Here is the rhythm. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Big Dreams rhythm, Grenada rhythm, killer rhythm. The man Afiba. Knockbox, I can put you on the spot because you gotta give me a freestyle right on the rhythm one time, you know. So you need your headphone. Give me a headphone. Just trying to find an adapter here to put on this headphone so we can play. Yeah, so he's gonna Knock Boss gonna do a freestyle on the rhythm for you.
Yes,
sir. We got it. We got the adapter, Master Control. You could come back to us real soon. You know? Loud enough? Loud enough?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be ready for you.
Oh, this song with me and Lulu is in the email, right?
All right, we're gonna rewind this one. We're gonna rewind this one. Yeah. Knock Boss, let's hear you, man.
Yes, man, I don't know how it go. Blessings every time you change it. It's a blessing to be here. Big up the GBA and the whole staff.
Never know, say me didn't need no practice. Skill with the craft and I know me nah miss. Bullseye on the target. Yeah. Me I send you home from a one play with my dreams. My dreams, like your mother never teach a man as to touch people things. Yeah. Now the special come over the big say. Father God, me a pray forgive me for my sins. Let us get to the can't think straight. To them a smoke as I never feel every weight. And nothing that they think of us set an example straight. Be the bigger one mind, love to illustrate. Show them something signs when they believe to be great. Eliminate it, you have a chance of being. Lockdown, New York, shell down the states. You sacrifice just to put food on the plate. Me I send you home from a one play with my dreams. My dreams, like your mother never teach a man as to touch people things. Now the special cover up a grip it, bring save. Father God, me a pray for keep me from my sins focus. A danger me name, yeah. Yo, fun dumb. Them home from the one play with my dreams. Yeah. Keep me focused, vision turning me go hard. Them vex to me never join and brag. Preserve me energy, now me fully charged. Them want my soul, oh my God. Protect the road where me always tread. You're not my friend, you a scammer, that's fraud. Say you love God, but we not so the same. Whatever you want, wash it, that play up on your brain. Play up on your brain like pan. Don't violate me, cut the clock, phantom. Send them go and no other place them come from. Trapped in your mind, that's your own dungeon. From you a straight, you a fool, me a clap it. Never know, say me didn't need no practice. Skill with the craft and you know me nah miss. Bullseye on the target. Yeah. Me I send you home from a one play with my dreams. Like your mother never teach a man as to touch people things. Now the special cover over grip it bring save. Father God, me I pray forgive me for my sins. I know that's the end, they can't think straight. To them a smoke, as I them a feel heavy weight. Young youth in the game, come on, set an example straight. Be the bigger one, my time, now to illustrate. Show them certain signs where they need to be great. Eliminate it, you have a chance of being great. Lockdown, New York, shell down the skate. No sacrifice, just to put food on the plate. Me I send you home from a one play with my dreams. Like your mother never teach a man as to touch people things. Now the special cover over grip it bring save. Father God, me I pray forgive me for my sin. Me focus, vision turning me go hard. Them vex to me never join and brag. Preserve me energy, now me fully charged. Them want my soul, oh my God. Protect the road where me always tread. You're not my friend, you a scammer, that's fraud. Say you love God, but we not so the same. Whatever you want, wash it, that play up on your brain. Play up on your brain like pan. Don't violate me, got the clock phantom. Send them go and no other place them come from. Trapped in your mind, that's your own dungeon. From you a stray, you a fool, me a clap it. Never know, say me didn't need no practice. Skill with the craft and you know me nah miss. Bullseye on the target. Yeah. Me a send you home from a one play with my dreams. Like your mother never teach a man as to touch people things. Now the special cover over grip it bring save. Father God, me I pray forgive me for my sins.
Yeah, man, talent galore. Live on Greenz Music. Yes, I.
Greenz Music to the world.
Yes, you know. Tell us a little bit about Knock Boss. Tell us a little bit about him.
You don't know Knock Boss.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Now you're good, man. All right, cool. Say, let me hear you.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Coach, tell us about yourself.
Yeah, well, you don't know, Knockboss is a young, versatile, vibrant artist, you know. I'm actually 20 years of age. I hail from the parish of St. Andrews. I'm from a small community that not much people know about. It's actually called Upper Capital, you know. Some people might know St. James, so yeah, that's where I'm actually from. And you don't know, just look up for greatness from me. Yeah, and that's about it, man.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit more though. I think you came out of Killer's songwriting competition, is that right?
Yeah, I actually won Mr. Killer songwriting competition. I think was in 2019. Yeah.
Right. And since then you've been working with, I guess, people like FIBA.
Yeah, I've been working with FIBA. I've been working with producers like Triton from Jamaica. I also have a project coming with Sean Easel as well. Yeah, and just look for greatness because we and Phantom have a great chemistry, and I'm really excited to put out the works out there that we already have in store. So just look out for greatness, man.
And your goal is to be a reggae dancehall. I mean,
that's
reggae
right.
dancehall
Well,
artist. Tell me.
Well, I wouldn't say no, it's yes, but at the end of the day, music is what I love, so I wouldn't limit myself just to that specific genre, but that is where my main focus would be. But I'm not saying I'm not capable of doing other genres.
Right. And you know, I personally like all kinds of music, of course, you know, but reggae is my love, you know.
Yeah.
So when I hear artists like you, especially, you know, the freestyling and the rapping, I love it, man, because I'm very familiar with it, and you're very good at it.
Thanks, I really appreciate that.
So put you on the spot now. Play the same rhythm.
Yeah.
I want you to do a brand new freestyle on it.
All right, sure, man.
There we go. Let me test you.
Hey, Eugene, tell them we so far now, me never stopping. If you happy for me, then start clapping. Two-faced thing, me no deal with that. Lack of me as when them talking. Ignore them clowns in a circus. My success, yeah, it a mad them. Young youth in the game, me command them. Stand up, freeze, this a new anthem. Most times me feel paranoid. That's why me stay to myself. Need to protect my energy, take care of my mental health. Killing off the so them be on me belt. Jaja guide my steps. Swim left them like Michael Phelps. One know the truth, so me start rebel. Broke them dirty spell. Cast them right back down to hell.
Yes, I. All right. What do you know what we're going to do, boss? We got to ask Jelani to come right in. We got to ask Jelani to come right in on the rhythm,
yeah, man. Jelani
every time. Come through, man. Yeah, another young rapper here in Grenada, passing through on the Greenz music to the world. Yeah. Knock boss, you're the boss, man. Every time.
Blessings every time, man.
Every time. Big respect. Yeah, man.
See the gorgeous light, and them want to gamify. Them bring the rumors bring the party light. 45 to with me, chicken always by my.
This is Jelani coming up, and this is him playing in the background as well. Jelani, welcome to Greenz Music to the World, man.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know, I asked you to just double along with this one right here, man. Your style.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, man. Yo, Phantom. See the gorgeous light, and them want to gamify. Them bring the rumors bring the party light. 45's the with me, chicken always by my side. I'm a brother that look all the 45. Pretty girls are pretty vibe. Them give me brain like a two-man, not a piece of mind. Long for your girl if she get out of line. Prima high, them hit my time. Life in overdrive, more purified. I saw my clean when them see me, so it burn them high. My cut boy off like a piece of pie. Like them lose them watch, look how them out of time. Mommy grow me, oh she want me, yeah, my look at her. Love boy, I pray G, if them violate them die. Never trust a guy, not a fam, not a friend, I wear me and lie. Look people in the eye, link up Phantom, know the dreams, big dreams. No man, a big deal. We up, reach for the stars, cause man a dreamer. Dreams, big dreams. Man a big deal. We up, reach for the stars, cause man a dreamer. Heart still a pump, blood still a circulate. Enough times no one give up, but through me I've faith, not my great. Zane, Zidane, you're blessed, no debate. Me I tell you straight, can't understand, yeah, but one day. Them know how we live, but no bother with the hate. Clack lamb, the thing we burn smoke like a vape. And me I watch my friends car, enough of them a snake. Enough thing we do feed them, and them spitting on my face. Never fall down, stand solid like a gate. Who else can relate? Nah, man. Nah, man. Dreams, big dreams.
Yes,
Yo.
yes, I.
Yo, GBN.
You have to mash up the place.
Kaklam,
boy.
culture. Yo, big up Phantom, big up Habib, all the time.
Yes.
Right through.
Yeah, man.
Good morning, Mr. Eugene. How
yeah,
are you?
man. Welcome to the session. I'm glad to finally meet you, boss.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. It's an honor.
You surprised me nice this morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Family called Danger.
Yeah, Danger, big up Danger every time, same way. Big up
Knock boss.
Knock boss, I'm so
That
sorry.
man time, my boy.
You see, I'm so familiar with calling them Danger as
Me
well,
too, boy.
you know?
Boy,
Yeah.
you'll come in time, you know?
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, man.
We'll adapt it pretty soon.
Yeah. So,
Very
Jelani, tell me about yourself. Tell Grenada about yourself. So, it's Jelani St. Bernard?
St. Bernard, yeah.
And which part of Grenada are you from?
Well, originally I'm from Grandance. I grew up in St. George's. I grew up in Lansapina as well, mainly with my stepmom and dad and stuff.
So you're uptown youth then?
Well, basically, you know, I don't like to boast about. I don't boast.
I'll fix it right.
I don't boast.
Hold on.
I don't boast.
Hold on, I'll fix it.
But
uptown rebel.
Well, so we could put it. That's
Right.
exactly what it is. Uptown rebel. I love that. I love that. You could classify me as that any day. So yeah, I'm 26 years old of age, and I basically took on the music last year. Let's see, early last year, maybe around March, with a couple of my friends that I grew up with in school. I went to school with Scotty. As you can see, he's here with me today.
Harford.
Scotty Harford, Habib, Lawrence, Hadid. You know, we all just took it upon ourselves one time to just, you know, start singing, freestyling for each other, you know, at Habib's place as well. Like in his room, he set up one little corner with a little studio vibe, you know.
Nice.
And we just all took chances and we wrote our hardest lines and stuff, and we noticed like we started looking at each other in the room like, yo, we actually bad enough, you know, like we could take this to the world, yo. Let me try to do something, you know. So we actually took it serious, and luckily we linked up with Phantom. Big up Phantom every single time. That's my brother, no matter what, you know. So yeah, we linked up with Phantom, and that was a blessing for us same way, because like we started learning a lot from Phantom. He took us into his hands and he started guiding us and everything, and he showed us so many things that we could actually be proud to show other people and stuff, and, you know, create our own environment for music and everything too. So, you know, we're just really pleased and honored to have that opportunity right now to, you know, express ourselves in a different way.
Yeah, man. Well, it's real cool because, you know, I was just talking to Eddie Bullen out there in Canada, and Eddie, of course, used to play a lot of music down here before he went away, and you know, he mentioned Champy Evans, and of course Champy, you would know.
Of course,
Champy is from the Lansapine
of
side.
course, yeah.
And back in the day, Lansapine had one of the biggest bands in Grenada, the Love Songs.
Yeah.
I know you guys too young to know about the Love Songs, but Champy was the front man, was the singer.
I know Champy
you had
was always...
Philip playing drums. You had a lot of other people. Meggie, I forget his last name, but it was like one of the top bands in Grenada, man. Real nice band. So yeah, so there's precedence. You know,
I don't know too much about those bands and stuff, but I know Champy always would take the mic and at both theater and stuff and do his thing.
Music. Yeah, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're accustomed to that.
So where you want to go with this thing?
Well, I just came today to, you know.
No, I mean, where you want to go with the music?
Oh, with the music? Oh, to the world.
Right. Well,
yeah, we wanna take, we're taking it not regional, we're taking it global, you know.
Well, we're gonna help you do that, man. That's what this is all about.
Definitely, and we're really honored to have that opportunity. Always.
And just like I did with Knock Boss, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I want a separate freestyle. No, I have the instrumental, and you're gonna give me a freestyle on the rhythm. Yeah. You can put on your phone. You can watch your voice. I know what your voice.
Listen, you put him on the spot because when I got the invitation to come yesterday, and I read the message and everything, I noticed that you said you wanted us, would like for us to freestyle and so, but I'm not really a freestyle person, but I wrote something specifically for coming here today, you know, but I didn't rehearse it or anything. I just wrote it down and I have it written, so I'll have to read it out for you or sing it out while I'm reading it.
So don't play the rhythm then.
Yeah, actually don't play the rhythm. I don't want you to play the rhythm.
Okay, let me go.
I don't want you to play the rhythm.
No problem.
It's a freestyle and it's a freestyle.
Okay.
Acapella
freestyle.
Acapella freestyle, exactly. So yeah. Let's see if we can get this clamped down. So we ready?
Yeah, man. Whenever you're ready.
All right. It's a pleasure to be here with Eugene today. Life's sweet but sour same time. Lemonade. Destiny and I running late for your date. Pay the bill if you're not straight, cause me not have time for waste. Them say early hours better, but me rather to be late. Me come here to captivate and show them how to dominate. Me feel the hate, me feel the love, me check the hate. Man still a heavyweight. See? Me hold the faith, me concentrate. Give me space to demonstrate. Tropically hard like Caribbean. Premium lager Carib say. See? We full of vibes, full of taste. Me want it now. Forget the wait.
Yes, boss. You know, people don't realize, this thing is poetry, man.
It is poetry.
This thing is poetry, man. I mean,
it is poetry.
And then also, go ahead.
With that, no, we noticed that we are poets as well with music. Music is poetry. So we decided now to not just sing about everything that just excites the life. You know, we sing about things that we experience on a whole as well, things that we could relate to. You know what I mean? So in that sense, I mean, I think we'll gravitate to a different type of audience and captivate a different group of people and pairs and stuff like that. So I mean, that's our energy, and that's our target right now.
Well, yeah, well, you know, once you sing reality, people will relate to it because
definitely.
I mean, it's life, you know. So yeah, it's good to see all the young music and musicians like you all come up, and artists like you all come up, you know. And we're here to support you in every way. I'm here to support you in every way that I can, and we're here to support you in every way that we can, you know. And what's next?
What's next is just dropping music and creating more for the audience that we are targeting. You know, we're in the process of having our own studio as well, Creative Culture Recording Studios. It's located in Lansopine, St. George's, and very, very soon will be open for other artists and stuff to be coming through and recording and having the best quality sound they could possibly find in Grenada. So
excellent.
I mean, we're on to big things. We're not only being selfish and having it for our own use. We're out for exposing other artists as well, just in general, like even artists in their own neighborhoods who want to try out music and everything. They could come through and always show their talents and stuff like that. So
well, make sure you send me an invitation when it's open.
Definitely,
definitely. Check it out.
For sure.
Come record something in there. I like to use different studios, man. So Scotty, you ain't coming up by the mic, man. Say something, man. Where's that boy?
Scott have his bars.
I know.
Nah, Scott,
no problem, man.
Probably not today, but one of these days we'll definitely get Scott to sing something for us.
He gave me audition once and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, of course. You see?
You'll be back. Okay.
Yeah, we have it locked, man. We have it locked.
You know, on that rhythm that both of y'all just sang on the big dreams rhythm.
Yeah.
I also like this version as well. So we can do a little piece of dash on the rhythm.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
But before we go there, knock. Knock on wood. Knock boss.
No,
that name of every time, my boy. I don't get it. Knock boss, right? The boss. Knock boss.
Boss himself, man.
Boss. Yep. You have a new rhythm too with Lulu.
Yeah.
What's the name of that rhythm again?
Enchanted music.
Enchanted. Yeah, beautiful track. So we're gonna play that. We're gonna play that. Actually, you know what? I think I may have it here, man. Enchanted. Oh. I wonder if I have that, boy.
He come back up and spit out 2 lines.
Yeah, let me see if I have that track, boy. I would like to have it. Let's see. Anyway, what we're going to do in the meantime, I can't seem to find it. We're going to just play, like I said, dash on that rhythm there. Same Big Dreams. And in the meantime, I'll try to find it.
Yeah, dash.
Yeah. So here we go. Dash.
Living legend. I'm going to sing this song.
I'm the boss that I'm here do this freestyle and me I knock it one time and we all lock the streets down. Oh nah nah. Anything some want in the life me I go get it, yes, me I go get it. Bad mind can't stop it, no plant the seed, water it and just watch it grow. Bad mind can't stop the flow. Anything some want in the life me I go get it, yeah. Go get it, bad mind can't stop it, no plant the seed, water it and just watch it grow. Bad mind can't stop the flow. So be powered by the most high. Bad mind them can force high. Cause enough of them force right. Wonder why them so high. But them absent when show time. Could I never be my friend. Run at no time. Jump over the bed.
Yeah, I found that rhythm, you know. So let's go. Knock Boss featuring Lulu. Enchanted, brand new rhythm. Brand new rhythm.
Hey, baby.
Kind of hot, yeah? So we had remember, make sure you keep it clean on the station, eh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, girl, me love the way you turn up when you're there on top. Me give you be a bullet through me gun them a clap. She say me up my manager, me not just full of chat. Cause enough man a road a fit a cannot have me get the stiffy, punchy neck a icky. Let her bring it proper, she no want no quickie. The way you bump back a cup remind me of Nicki Minaj. If we do this, Cyril, no desert, I know me right. When me smack it and attack it like hydraulics, me a jacket from the back.
You make me go
Show me the pan, it's your body, be calling me honey.
You make me go ooh. You know you got the energy me want and need. Light up my soul like you light up your weed. My body is calling. Oh. Better make it last because you know me not the pump papi show. Couple Guinness, couple spliffers, set it up so you know me got the energy. Better return it when me run it as if I go burn it. Ginger baby send it on.
Make sure you can take it on.
Me got the stamina.
Come on baby send it on.
You got the goodies women want and need. Baby boy you make me scream. You make me go ooh.
When me smack it and attack it like hydraulics, me a jacket from the back.
You make me go
Show me the pan, it's your body, be calling me honey.
You make me go ooh. You know you got the energy me want and need. Light up my soul like you light up your weed. My body is calling.
Oh, girl, me love the way you turn up when you're there on top. Me give you be a bullet through me gun them a clap. She say me up me manager, me not just full of chat. Cause enough man a road a fit a cannot have me get the stiffy, punchy neck a icky. Let her bring it proper, she no want no quickie. The way you bump back a cup remind me of Nicki Minaj. If we do this, Cyril, no desert, I know me right. When me smack it and attack it like hydraulics, me a jacket from the back.
You make me go
Show me the pan, it's your body, be calling me honey.
You make me go ooh. You know you got the energy me want and need. Light up my soul like you light up your weed. My body is calling. Oh. Ginger baby send it on.
Make sure you can take it on.
Me got the stamina.
Come on baby send it on.
You got the goodies women want and need. Baby boy you make me scream. You make me go ooh.
When me smack it and attack it like hydraulics, me a jacket from the back.
You make me go
Show me the pan, it's your body, be calling me honey.
You make me go ooh. You know you got the energy me want and need. Light up my soul like you light up your weed. My body is calling. Oh.
You kill it, boss. Yes. I thought I saw Lulu. Somebody check outside and see if Lulu's there. I thought I saw somebody look through that window there.
Blessings to Lulu every time, you know, that combination was a great combination, you know, actually made me step out of my comfort zone to actually explore my potential, you know, so it was a great experience.
Yeah. The track song, you know, on fire, man. It's a track on fire. Yeah. I've got the video too hard for me to play on this station.
I know exactly what you mean. You know, you could find this track now on all digital platforms. You can find it on Spotify, Knockboss, X Lulu X Enchanted. You can find it iTunes, Amazon Music, Tidal, you know, just name them. So you can go support it now. And
yeah.
Thanks to the fans for supporting me. Thanks to the people, each and everybody that's been a part of this wonderful blossom of this artist. So I just want to say big up to each and everybody, and I'm ever grateful. Gratitude is a must.
Well, Knockboss, you're gone clear, man. You and Jelani gone clear. Trust me.
Big up to Jelani every time. Big up to Scott every time.
Yeah.
Phantom, big up Pantan, Boss Lady, Dino, Big Red, the whole team.
Right.
Yeah, because some people, you know, they see the artist and they think it's just the artist that's been doing all the work, but it's not just the artist.
It's a team, eh?
Yeah.
A big team.
We have
always.
people behind our work, so blessings to each and everybody that's been making this possible.
Right. So let me ask you a quick question before we wrap up. Do you play an instrument, or you're not on that side?
Well, I'm actually getting into that.
Mm-hmm.
I could actually play a few notes on the keyboard.
Okay, so you learn the keyboard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right, so what we're going to do is I want to go out with a video by a young guy. You probably know of him, Official Angelo.
Yeah.
Have you heard of him? Yeah, young guy. He, I think, he's with the police force. I think he's actually a constable. No, I don't know how long that was. I see like he has on. This song is done with the police band.
Oh, nice.
There's mention of the police band. But it's a song for St. Vincent.
Yeah.
So I want to just go up with that for us to keep St. Vincent in our prayers and in our pockets. We need to dip in our pockets and help as well with anything that we can, mask and anything else that they need.
Yeah.
Recently, actually last weekend, there was a virtual benefit concert put on by the OECS for St. Vincent. And we had our artist, Dollar Man was on it, as well as the theme song called Stronger Together was written by and sung by two Grenadian artists, that's Vaughn and Crave.
Yeah, Stronger Together.
Yeah, Stronger Together, that was a theme song. Now, that video and that performance, that virtual concert is available on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook. So I want people to go back and look at it. It's a really, really great virtual with artists across the Caribbean and some artists in the United States as well.
Yeah.
And you can still donate to the cause. So go back and look at that. OECS is called Stronger Together virtual concert. And it starts off with our guys. It starts off with Grenada, Vaughn and Craig.
Well, I must say, bless up to each and every one of those artists here. You know, Vaughn actually coming up in the industry. Vaughn is one of my favorite artists, you know. The vibes he gives off is just different, and he has a different style to the music industry. But big up to each and every artist same way, because that's their contribution to humanity in this dreadful time. So it's actually a blessing to see that we are actually conscious of what is going on so that we can make a change.
Right. Well, good shot. But listen, good reasoning there. So listen, again, thank you guys for coming through.
No problem.
Master Control, I hope you can hear me. I would like to go out with Official Angelo. The song is called We Are One.
Prayers go to the people of St. Vincent, to the families, their friends, and all their loved ones. It's a tragedy, holding head, saying why this thing had to be. I sat like this, man, I just can't believe all the pain, cause I know it's gonna be hard to breathe. But honestly, they need some help through this trying time. We need to show them love, so just get in line. Seeing the news breaks my heart every single time. We all need to pray for peace in their hearts and minds. I see the pain and I know you see it too. So it's time to reunite, that's what I'm telling you. They ain't fighting it alone, cause we'll be fighting too. We all know you stand with us, so we will stand with you. For all the families that are suffering from frustration, rivers of mud filled with ash, so no hydration. We really need to ask ourselves this one question: what would we really do if it was our nation? St. Vincent, we are here, arms wide open, our hearts wide open. St. Vincent, we are here, arms wide open, our hearts wide open. We are one. 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 We got a lot of prayers going up for you. Cannot even imagine what you're going through. I know it's a little harder just to see the view. I see the silver linings when I look at you. And even though the sky's not looking blue, We're reaching out our hands to see you through. So can you hear me? Can you hear me? We are here, arms wide open, our hearts wide open. St. Vincent, we are here, arms wide open, our hearts wide open. We are one, 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 we are
Yes, we are one. Official Angelo, great track, brand new track as well for the people of St. Vincent. And before I go out, I want to just share some information with you about one of the people who have helped to make this show possible. I just ran all the way down to Master Control and ran back, so I'm trying to catch my breath. But I just want to mention that Wednesday, of course, Thursday is a holiday. So the Wednesday before the Thursday, there's going to be a nice after-work lime at Pier 57. So that's June 2nd, the day before the Corpus Christi holiday on the Thursday the 3rd, from 4 to 10 p.m. And it's stopping at 10 to give you time to not rush home and get into any accident. You know, leave at 10, get home by 12, you're safe. There's going to be an Asian fusion menu, and of course a well-stocked bar. If you're driving, don't drink. Get a designated driver, right? And if you drink, you don't drive, as our friend Blossom always says. So the menu is like sweet and sour chicken, sweet and sour fish, beef and black bean sauce, ginger garlic seafood mix. That sounds like my thing. Seafood, yeah, ginger garlic seafood mix. That sounds good. And of course, with your choice of rice and noodles and all kinds of stuff. And of course, full bar with margaritas and Moscow Mule special. I have no idea what Moscow Mule specials are, but I don't think that's for me. And of course, music by Bomb Squad. So that's at Pier 57, After Work Lime, June 2nd, the day before the Corpus Christi holiday. That'll be what day is that? Wednesday, of course, Wednesday from 4 to 10. And that's Pier 57 on Western Main Road, Grand Mall, St. George. So I just wanted to, I forgot to tell you before, but I had to come back to tell you that. Thanks for watching Greenz Music to the World. Thanks to all the artists for coming through. Thanks to Eddie Bullen from Canada. Thanks to everybody for listening. Enjoy the rest of your day. And of course, Sunday tomorrow. Blessings. We out.
Blessings.